Flying with kids is enough of a challenge on its own, but like when you're dealing with these uncontrollable kids that act like a mog while you're fed after midnight, yes, I know it's a dated reference because I'm talking about Gremlins. I'm an old man. If you don't get it, you don't get it. If you get it, you get it. Anyway, moving along. It only becomes more of an issue when they begin disturbing other passengers on the flight. I know most of the parents are hoping that the kids will either just sit down with their tablets, watch Bluey, play a game, or just sleep during the flight like it's a simple journey. But unfortunately, more often than not, that's just not the case. I mean, everybody can say that at one point or another, everybody's had a negative experience with kids on a plane. Unfortunately, more often than not, this is the case, and it can lead to a bunch of people being pissed off in a tube, flying through the sky thousands of feet in the air for hours on end. Like, imagine being trapped in an airplane with what's essentially a bunch of like Donnies from the Wild Thornberries. Like, they're just all around you. So I came across an article earlier. It's a US Today article. It dates back to December of last year, actually right around this time, by Christopher Elliott, a anniversary. It discusses how children can be a handful to travel with, but also how it's not always the kid's fault. The author of the article is also a father of 3 and travel with his kids frequently. So it's kind of like, I consider him an authority on the topic, but he has firsthand experience. But one point he makes is about giving kids a toy or something to eat because they can't scream or cause issues due to the distraction that's in there in front of them, which, while that works for some kids, we all know how most kids are. Like, they might nibble on something and then they're going to toss it to the side, or they may watch something, get bored of it. Next thing you know, the tablet's airborne, which is why they have little foam pads that go around to protect it. But like, still, it's not nearly enough. Like, there's been numerous times, both in person and in videos on TikTok, where those things just go out the window because of a tantrum. I do have a couple of clips that I'm going to be showcasing with different scenarios with kids on planes that are just disruptive or inconsiderate to the other passengers. Considering, a perfect example is my sisters just came back from a trip from Spain, and one of the kids in front of her, I think his name was like Tyler or something like that, but she said he was just being loud for at least like an hour or two. Eventually he did settle down, but the main reason he was throwing a fit because he could not watch Venom. His parents would not let him watch Venom, rightfully so, because it's not a movie that's meant for little kids. But that did not stop little Tyler from throwing a fit. And at one point she said she was like, she's gonna reach through there and be like, bro, you need to calm down, which, you know, is bad when somebody else has to interject on what's going on with your kids. And again, like, the children are not always at fault after all, because they are children, so we do have to give them some grace. We were all kids at one point, and no matter how well behaved we think we are or think we were, we definitely all had our moments. But like, it's on the parents to set the boundaries, clearly state the expected behavior for this trip, and reinforce it. Simply a soft no or, oh, please don't do that, isn't the case. Like, there's a time and place for gentle parenting, but in the middle of the airport where your kid's screaming, harassing people, or in some cases when the lady was on the plane and the mom was sleeping, the little crow was stabbing her with the fork. That goes out the window. You get your kid, or you and your kid are anywhere in public, that anytime you're in public, it's a shared space, so you really need to be mindful of your surroundings. But like in this case, again, we're packed like sardines, typically tired from traveling around, because not everybody has had a short flight or just going to visit family. There's people who have multiple connecting flights coming from internationally or flying across the country. Everyone's just trying to get to their destination in one piece, be as comfortable as they possibly can, which most of the time not very comfortable unless you have the money to spring for something like first class. But again, it's still kind of hard to truly get 100% relaxed on an airplane. Now, the next part of this here video that I want to talk about, segment part 2, dose, is unruly passengers. Because while kids can be pretty annoying, can be a handful, at the end of the day, they are just kids. But what happens when you're dealing with full grown adults who just don't understand how to conduct themselves in a setting such as the airplane. Because there is definitely going to be times, and has been times, where I look at someone and my first thought is, how is there a child on this flight that is more well behaved than you? Who raised you? Or better yet, I can't even just say who raised you, because things do get to a point where like you have to take responsibility for your own actions and start doing what you need to do in order to grow. But again, we finished the crotch goblin portion. Let's talk about these passengers that just don't seem to understand there are just in fact rules, and just in general common sense that Now that we covered the crotch goblin portion of this video, it's time to address the other big issue, which is the entitled passengers slash unruly adults that just don't seem to understand that there are in fact rules when flying. And also because, you know, just common sense, there's just some things you shouldn't do and just don't do when flying. Anything from people getting upset from the person with the window seat has it open, to a passenger just had one too many drinks and is getting hammered on a flight, or it even plenty of cases like people who are, I mean, you can't really control the snoring and stuff, but there have been instances where people they rest their head on the passenger next to them and they're just full on snoring, drooling, which I get it. Like you're relaxing, you're trying to enjoy your flight, but like, I'm not trying to have the next person drool it on my shirt, bro. Like it's already cramped enough and uncomfortable as hell. Like, people should understand there are limits, and as an adult you should understand how to conduct yourself properly when we're in the sky too. But no, it's rarely the case. You get a lot of people treating their flights like they're in a bar and they're just going back to back, drinks, fist. And you would, I know there's instances where like the stewardess will cut people off, but a lot of times like I've seen people just kind of buy as many drinks as they want, because at the end of the day they're overpriced, they're making money. So it's like, why would you cut somebody off? Like there's the dude who ended up getting taped to the chair. I can't remember if he was drunk or just being an ass, but like that's a perfect example, because there have been instances where people had to be restrained on flights because they got too drunk. But like they genuinely think they're in the Gang Beats Boggs episode of It's Always Sunny.
Get some rum and cokes too, all right?
You just said 8 rum and cokes. You're getting a little buzz. You shouldn't be drinking hard alcohol.
I said 1 rum and coke. Just 1, please. Make it a double, though.
It won't kill you to just be mindful and have 1 drink, or just be considerate of those around you. As for the window debacle, I feel differently about it than a lot of people do. Like, I understand a bright window blasting sunlight can be annoying depending on where you're flying to, but it's also not the end of the world. I rarely have been like, damn, that window's bright as hell, let me reach over to this person's side and just close it, or reach across them. Or even in some cases people like to reach around in between the window and the seat to the person in front of them so that they can close it. And it's like, dude, it's like, that's the next level rule. You can simply tap somebody, hey, can you close the window? But again, also depending on where you're sitting at, the light coming from the window doesn't necessarily bother you either. But like, if you want it pitch black on a plane so you can sleep, then you need to just get those what else, the night mask that people buy that they sleep with, the sleep mask. Like, it's the easiest thing. But like, personal space is it's something you learn like in elementary school, and like, and you love it for yourself. So why would you decide, oh, I don't like this, and invade another person's space when you're already packed into this airplane? You are literally, I'm gonna keep saying it, you are packed like sardines in a plane. So why would you even consider doing this? Like, another part that I also want to address, me personally being an introvert, is the people who are too talkative on planes, but also people with small bladders, but also prefer the window seat. Me personally, if I had like bladder issues, I would want like the row seat, so that if I need to use the bathroom, I can get up without constantly disrupting someone. But for some reason that tends to, I don't know, that seems to be like an afterthought or something. If I'm going to be required during my flight where I'm already annoyed, exhausted, hot, and just want to be at my destination, if I have to keep getting up because you have to piss bro, we just gonna box. Like, it's just that simple. We gonna be on the airplane boxing, and you gonna be one pissy ass person because you're probably gonna pee all over yourself the moment I hit you, or just from not being able to hold it after a while in general, bro. Piss on your hands, +5 poison, punch me with it, I guess. I don't know. Don't touch me with piss hands, please. I've seen videos of people sleeping on long haul flights, having to get woken up by other passengers just to let them get up so they can go pee every 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes in extreme cases, 20 minutes. And like, what makes it worse is like, these people are over here sucking down liquids like a toddler with juice. They got their fucking sippy cups and they're just grab it, throw it away. Like, I know people get thirsty. I know people get hungry. No diss to you. But what I'm saying is, be considerate of that. You know your body more than the next person, and you shouldn't act surprised if people get annoyed when you keep bothering them to get up. We are in the sky. You are making batches of lemonade in your body, and you are prepared to be like, hey, excuse me, can I get up? Can I get past you? Let me just scoot right past you. No. At some point, bro, you getting strapped down to the seat. Like, at some point, you just pissing yourself. You're gonna be Mr. Piss Air. Literally, you're gonna be in the air, Mr. Piss Air or Mrs. Piss Air. I don't know, but like, this doesn't apply to people obviously who have like medical conditions, children, or even old people. Like, I understand, but again, you can pick your seat on flights. You can pick your seat on flights. You can pick your seat on flights. Let my black ass sleep. If you need to piss in a cup, you better piss in that cup. As for people being too talkative, there is I forget the guy's name. He's a pretty cool YouTuber. I love watching his videos, but the same comments I always see on every video is, imagine having been on flights all day and he sits next to you and basically interviews you for the entire flight. Cause that is kind of what he does. Like, even people who don't really feel like talking, he does eventually get them going. Some people like myself, like some people are introverted. They need a little more to open up, I guess. But also some people they just ain't got the energy, man. They just want to chill out.
This looks like the perfect time to scream at the top of my fucking lungs.
The best way to compare it is kind of like, now, you ever go out in public, you're minding your business, or even around family, you mind your business, you got your headphones on, you're listening to music, and somebody keeps trying to talk to you, keeps trying to talk to you, keeps trying to talk to you. It's like, you clearly see that I have headphones on. The last thing I want to do is take these bitches off, because if I take it off and it's not something worth taking them off for, I'm gonna be pissed.
For the love of God! For the love of God!
You making me miss the favorite part of my song. Yes, I can play it back, but that is not the point. If I got headphones on a plane, leave me alone. I might be sitting up here watching a movie the same as everybody else. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of people on flights who don't mind having conversations with people, especially people who have anxiety when it comes to flying. It's like, so they could be a bit talkative, but it also can help, calm them down because they're worried about something happening on the plane. But again, I feel like that's something you should directly ask somebody. But like, do you feel like having a conversation? Are you in a space? Is it cool if we chit chat? Yes or no? Done. And if they say no, cut it off right there. Nip it right there in the bud. But it's also completely valid for somebody to want to just get on their next flight, relax in their seat, chill out without being interviewed by some stranger they will likely never see again in their life. Who? A lot of people on planes have been in and out of airports all day, been on planes all day. They've used up every ounce of their social battery. They are one conversation away from snapping. And if you start talking to them and they're not being very engaging, just take it as L. Just take the L, bro, which isn't really an L. Like, you don't know them. Like, for the final part of this segment, we really need to discuss the nasty, shitty, booty ass people that be flying, don't think about hygiene, none of that. Their only thought is fly.
Whoever is farting, don't fart, please. It smells bad.
And they need to fly to the nearest fucking shower and get some deodorant and wash they ass. What is wrong with you? I'm gonna reiterate again. We're in a sky tube. flying at high speeds, stuck in the air for hours. It's not your home, not your personal lounge. It's a shared space. I've seen people on TikTok putting their nasty feet inside of the window. Just protruding into the space of others. Like you look left right there, bam, somebody's big crusty ass feet because they want a recliner basically. I don't care if you just took a shower. It is still very dirty. It is still very disgusting. It is insanely selfish. And I understand comfortability. That goes from being comfortable to I feel like I am at home. Same thing with people who let their kids run up and down the aisles of the airplanes barefoot. There are literally thousands of people who have stepped foot on that plane throughout the day. Do you have any idea what kind of bacteria is there? Especially too, since little kids like to put their feet in their mouth as well. Oh, that's nasty. Same with people who go on airplanes smelling like horse shit. There's no other way of putting it. Like if you're on a long flight, depending on the airport, there are showers available that you can pay to take a shower, and it's not like anything that's going to break your bank because they understand how many people really need to wash up and are going to be traveling for long periods of time. But like, even if you don't want to spring to pay for a shower at an airport, go in the bathroom like most people do and freshen up, bro. Take yourself get a wet rag, bring a wet rag. I don't know, some fucking paper towels. You have your travel supplies like the soap and everything. Go in the bathroom, take a whole bath. PTA, pits, tits, ass, or pits, ass, penis, okay, dick, whatever you want to fucking call it. Freshen up, bro, so you're not on the plane smelling rancid. I do not want to be on a plane next to somebody smelling like that. Like, it is much better than subjecting everybody on the plane to smelling like absolute dog vomit. And in case you didn't know, you can in fact be removed from an airplane if your body odor is too strong, because we are in a cabin and the air is recycled. So I've already been sitting here yapping, got a little bit off, not off topic, a little bit off track. I did write a bit of a script, kind of freestyling half of it, but yeah, this is the final part. I didn't want to make this video crazy long like I usually do my other ones, but it's gonna be short, sweet, straight to the point, and we're gonna keep it moving. When the plane lands, sit your ass down.
Get your ass down!
Stay in your seat like they tell you to do. You are helping no one by being up when the plane's trying to land. In fact, you are literally putting yourself at risk. Anybody else who may get hit if you topple over, because, you know, plane descending, turbulence, anything can happen. That's why the seatbelt sign is on. When the seatbelt sign is on, you should be in your seat with your seatbelt on. Now, I know I am 6'2". Being on planes most of the time is terrible for my legs because they be cramping because I never have enough leg space. And I know you want to stretch your legs. I know it feels nice to get off the plane, but there's still a proper way to go about deboarding. Like with many of the flights, when you hear that announcement come on over the fucking intercom stating to remain in your seats so that people with disabilities and connecting flights are able to get off first, that doesn't mean hop your happy ass up to try and rush off the plane. You are creating a problem. All you end up doing is holding up the people who have only 20 to 30 minutes to make it to their connecting flight. There's been an instance where I had 45 minutes to get to my next flight on a flight to Jersey. And my other flight was across the airport, but there was some douchebags who decided that they wanted to get in the way and take their time to get their bags, and they were literally sitting here talking to their friends and family, bickering with other people, and I'm just sitting there just like, dude. Luckily, I didn't have any like big bags. I was just traveling with a regular backpack, but like, they were taking so long, and never in my life have I ever wanted to just shoulder check someone. Newsflash, bow, bow, bow. If you just do as you're told, you typically get off the plane in a timely manner. It's the same thing when teachers say single file down the hallway, or you're getting off the school bus one row at a time. Same goes for people who aren't trying to get off the plane, but instead feel like they need to block the entire aisle while they organize their bags. Oh, I just want to get this from the overhead and hold it. Oh, I want to get this from down here. Oh, I want to get this from my family member. Dude, just wait. Like, you will have your chance. Like, you're still being a jackass by holding everybody up in the aisle who has their bags and need to be on their way. After all these hours, finally boarded my plane. I get to relax. I'm tired. Haven't gotten to eat anything. Been out for 24 hours. This is perfect. I'm comfortable. Let's just take off. Unfortunately, passengers, there'll be a brief delay. Please bear with us. What do you mean the flight's getting delayed? What are we supposed to do, just sit here? Why that little girl going for the intercom?
No matter how hard I try, every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I this plane
right now. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you watching. I don't know why you're watching, but that means you're cool, man. That means you're cool. You're cool as fuck. Or you're just bored and have nothing better to do and you watch this shit. Either way, I do appreciate it. Every watch likes. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Comment, bro, like what's something you really hate happening on airplanes? What's something you consider proper airplane etiquette that you see a lot of people not following or just doing whatever they want rather than listening? And also consider subscribing. It doesn't hurt. It's free. So subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the button. Go ahead. Anyway, check out some other videos in the meantime. But other than that, peace.